Hey everyone, AI. It's kind of hard to escape these days, right? Everywhere you look, AI is popping up, promising to revolutionize, well, everything.
Pretty much.
From healthcare to art, it seems like there's no limit to what AI can do.
Right.
So today we're diving deep into a YouTube podcast script that gets right into this whole AI thing.
Okay.
It's called AI, Friend or Foe? The Great Debate Unveiled.
Catchy.
And we're going to cut through all the hype and really figure out what this AI revolution means for you, for me, for all of us.
Sounds good. You know, it's interesting when you think about it. We talk about AI as if it's this futuristic thing, but it's already kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when you get those personalized recommendations online, that's AI. Or those filters in your photo app that make you look 10 years younger. AI again.
It's like AI is working in the background, quietly shaping all of our experiences.
Exactly.
So let's pull back the curtain and talk about the good stuff first. The potential of AI to really make a positive impact. This script talked about how Google Health developed an AI that can detect breast cancer with like 94% accuracy.
Wow.
That's huge.
That's really impressive, yeah. And what's exciting is how AI can actually work with doctors, not necessarily replace them.
Interesting.
You know, imagine diagnosing diseases really early, creating personalized treatment plans based on your own, genetic makeup, or even predicting and preventing illnesses before they even show up.
Wow, that's where it gets really interesting. We're talking about a whole new era of healthcare, almost like something out of a movie. But, when we're talking about AI doing all this amazing stuff, I can't help but think about the jobs that might be lost. The script actually cited the World Economic Forum, predicting 85 million jobs displaced by AI by 2025.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a big number, and it's definitely a valid concern, but I think we need to look beyond just the numbers themselves. While some jobs will for sure be automated, AI is also going to create new jobs, new opportunities that we haven't even thought of yet.
That's true.
And the key takeaway is, how do we adapt?
Right.
How do we retrain people and give them the skills they'll need in this new job market?
So it's not just about resisting change, but anticipating it and preparing for it. And then there's also the creative side of AI to consider. The script mentions this AI called DALL-E that can turn ideas into art in seconds.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's got to have huge implications for artists, designers, filmmakers, anyone working in a creative field.
For sure. It really is fascinating. What DALL-E does is it basically democratizes art and design. It gives people who may not have traditional art skills the power to express themselves visually. Suddenly, creative barriers are lowered and the possibilities seem endless. But then it also raises questions about, well, what defines art in a world where AI can just generate it like that?
That's such a good point. It's not just about the technology itself, but about the bigger questions that come with it. But okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about the good side of AI, but what about the potential downsides?
The dark side, yeah. Yeah, it's like with any really powerful tool, AI has, well, the potential for both good and bad. The script we're looking at actually mentions IBM's AI Explainability 360.
Okay.
Which I think is a good way to kind of segue into this part of the conversation.
AI Expandability 360, that sounds pretty technical. Can you break that down a little bit? What is that and why should we care about it?
So basically, it's a tool that helps us understand how AI algorithms make decisions. Think of it this way. If you applied for a loan and got denied, wouldn't you want to know why?
Yeah.
Not just a yes or no, but the actual reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
That's what this does. AI Explainability 360, it tries to lift the veil on these complex systems and makes them more transparent, more accountable.
So instead of just blindly trusting AI, we have tools to kind of peek inside and see how it works.
Right.
That seems important, especially when we're talking about AI making decisions that could have a real impact on our lives.
Exactly. And this ties into this whole discussion of AI and transparency. The more we understand how these systems work, the better we are at identifying potential problems, addressing biases, and just ensuring that AI is used responsibly and ethically.
The script didn't really get into any specific ethical frameworks, but it did touch on the idea of building ethical considerations right into the AI code. Is that even possible? Can you program ethics into algorithms?
It's a new field for sure, but it is an area where there's a lot of research and development going on. The idea is to take these ethical principles and translate them into a language that the algorithms can understand. So basically creating rules and constraints that guide how the AI makes decisions.
It sounds really complex.
It is.
But it also feels crucial. If we're going to give AI more and more responsibility, we need to make sure that it aligns with our values and operates within, some kind of ethical boundaries.
I completely agree. But Like with any new technology, there's always those unintended consequences. It's almost like opening Pandora's box,
Yeah.
right? You can't predict every outcome, every way that AI might be used or misused.
That uncertainty, it's both fascinating and a little scary. It's like we're writing the rule book as we go, trying to keep up with how quickly this technology is evolving.
That's a good way to put it. And it just shows how important research is and testing and refining things. AI isn't static, it's learning, it's evolving, and so is our understanding of its ethical implications and how it might impact society. We need to be really flexible and adaptable in our approach.
It sounds like we're just scratching the surface of this conversation. There's so much more to think about and explore, but I think we've laid a good foundation for understanding the good, the bad, and the potential for both when it comes to AI.
Yeah, we've covered a lot for sure. From how AI could revolutionize healthcare to concerns about losing jobs and the ethical challenges with AI decision making, it's clear that AI is, well, a force to be reckoned with.
And I think the biggest takeaway is that this isn't just a conversation for tech people, it's a conversation for all of us.
Absolutely. The future of AI is being shaped right now, and we all play a role in that. Whether we realize it or not, AI is already influencing our lives in big ways, and that influence is only going to grow.
So, where do we go from here? What can our listeners do to become, more informed participants in this whole AI revolution? What would you say are the most important steps they can take?
Well, the first step is pretty simple.
Hmm.
Stay curious. Don't be afraid to learn about AI, even if you're a little intimidated by the technical parts. There are so many resources today that explain even the complex concepts in a way that's easy to understand.
Yeah, that's true. There are online courses, documentaries, podcasts like ours. I mean, even just talking to friends and family about AI can be a great way to start exploring these ideas.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge what you hear, and form your own opinions. Thinking critically is essential when it comes to this stuff. The more we know, the better we are at shaping the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
The script we've been talking about actually makes a similar point. It says that the question isn't whether AI is good or evil, but whether we choose to use it wisely.
I like that. It really highlights that AI is a tool at the end of the day, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. The choice is ours.
And that choice really comes down to our values, our ethics, and what we want the future to look like. But before we get too philosophical, let's bring it back to our listeners. What's one thing they can do today to start engaging with this whole AI thing in a meaningful way?
Yeah, it can feel a little overwhelming, like where do you even start?
Right.
But I like what you said about staying curious. That's something everyone can do.
Exactly. And it can be as simple as just like diving into a topic that interests you. So let's say you're interested in AI in healthcare.
You could explore online courses, read articles about the latest discoveries, or even go to a virtual conference. There's so much information out there.
And AI is everywhere, right? So it touches on so many different things, whether you're into art or music or business or even sports. There's an AI angle to almost everything.
For sure. And honestly, don't underestimate just talking about AI with people. Share what you're learning, ask questions, and just discuss the implications.
Mhm.
The more we all talk about this stuff, the more normal it becomes and the more accessible it is to everyone.
It's about moving past the fear and the hype and actually thinking about what this technology means in the real world. Because at the end of the day, the future of AI isn't happening to us. It's something we're all creating.
That's a good point, and that's both exciting and a little scary. It means that we have a responsibility to be thoughtful about this technology and make sure it's used for good.
One thing that really stuck out to me in the script was how much it emphasized the need for all kinds of voices in this AI conversation. It's not just about coders and engineers, but about bringing in ethicists, social scientists, artists, philosophers, people from all walks of life.
Yeah, I agree. AI is going to affect every part of society, so it's super important that we have lots of different perspectives as we develop and use this technology. We need people who can ask the hard questions, challenge assumptions, and help us figure out all the ethical stuff that comes with it.
That makes me think about education. How do we give future generations the knowledge and skills they'll need to succeed in a world that's driven by AI?
Education is key for sure. It's not just about teaching technical skills, but about encouraging critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, adaptability. Those are the skills that will be valuable in a future where AI is always changing things up.
It's about preparing students to not just use AI, but to actually create it and shape it, to not just know how it works, but to also ask those why and should questions.
Exactly. It's about giving the next generation the tools to use AI ethically and responsibly.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the amazing things AI can do, the challenges that come with it, and the important role we all have in shaping its future.
It's been great. I hope our listeners are leaving with a sense of excitement, and maybe a renewed commitment to really think about this technology and how to use it in a good way.
If you're feeling inspired and want to learn more, take that first step. Check out some new resources, start a conversation with someone, or just ask yourself how you can be a part of this whole AI revolution.
Remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're all creating together right now.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI. Until next time.